Hello, pumpkin. Driving back to the house on a hot afternoon is a really good test of the cooling system. You got a lot of traffic lights that always catch you the last 2 miles, and then you got to climb the hill at 20 miles an hour. And this did great until it was approaching 210, and it did good until I got in the driveway and shut it off, and when the temperature spiked after shut off, it yacked. I like to have my electric fans wired so I can run them after engine shut off. This is what you really need to be careful of. Then we're going to throw a timing light on it just to make sure that everything's happy. It's worth noting that the cooling system is basically identical to what I had in it with the iron-headed 350. I think the only reason I'm getting away with this at all is because of the aluminum heads. I think that's just the difference between 8.5 to 1 and 10.5 to 1. Hood scoop helps tremendously, as well as the lack of inner fenders. We need to put a heater back in this because we've lost about maybe a quarter or half a gallon of our cooling system's capacity, so that's extra water that could be pulling heat away from the engine. Another theory of mine, we're going to try maybe running a deeper sump oil pan. Think about it, you get more oil to pull heat away from the engine, and then the air blowing across the bottom of the pan is going to get rid of the heat. It's crude, it's rudimentary, but it is an oil cooler and it doesn't have any lines that can leak. Another easy gimme item would be switching to an aluminum water pump that would help the water pump housing itself dissipate heat better. This doesn't ping at all, even at 210 degrees of water temperature. Absolutely zero issues with fuel percolation or vapor locking. I drive it in weather like that all the time, but I'm usually driving, country roads, don't get stuck in a traffic light too long, not a lot of stop and go, so I don't have an issue driving this all the time. But I intentionally did that day. I drove it back to the house in the middle of the day, in the heat of the day, to see what it was going to do. So, like I said, just know your testing zone. Do it where you have somewhere you can pull over. Don't do it where you're going to be stuck in traffic and you're going to cook the engine because you can't pull over. Know these things beforehand. So, that's all. We're going to do our normal maintenance and see you later. Hi, pretty girl. Hi. Your face is turning white, honey. You're a good girl. You gotta come in though, you're gonna get sunburned. Ready? Come on, honey.